Welcome back everyone, welcome to your old subs, welcome to your new subs, and if you're not subbed, look over there, do me a massive favour, sub to the channel. It's rad, right? We have loads of rad content where a lot of the time, I don't know if I actually talk about anything, I just kind of natter on, so you're definitely missing out on stuff if you're not subbed, and if you are subbed, and if you're a new sub, thank you, you guys rock. And if you're not subbed, bleh. So I was planning on doing a vlog about training today, and getting into it and all that sort of stuff, because a lot of you guys are interested in that, so apologies. It's not going to be that today because look at the weather, it's just lush. So the training vlog will happen, definitely going to happen at some point, but today I just need to be outside. Look at it, it's just lovely. So today I was going to talk about my cycling story, like how I got into cycling, what it was that got me hooked, what I really like about it, everything, like, you know, where it all began for me. And so I'm 40 this year, so I'm 40 in December, and I didn't get into cycling until I was like I don't know, my early 20s. I think I was like 21, so quite late, you know, but in the grand scheme of things, there's a lot of guys that sub to this channel and you've got into it much later. So basically you're never too old to get into cycling, right? Yeah, so I'll have a natter about how I got into it. First of all, I really need to get a coffee, you know. You guys know I can't talk about a coffee. But what I am interested to hear as well is I want to know what your cycling story is. What got you into cycling? What was it? Was it a friend? Was it like wanting to get fit, wanting to lose weight, like anything? Just let me know down below. Let's go grab a coffee, look at some beautiful scenery, and have a chat about why I got into cycling. I suppose it'd be rude not to show you the bike I'm riding today. So we have the Marin Headlands as always. As always, I love this bike. Oh, my stayer is so close to being finished. So freaking excited. But there you go, here's my bike. Look at those steady pan shots. Right, let's go get a coffee. Notice how colour coded I am today, by the way. On point. Cool, I'm just out of breath this morning. I do want to thank you guys though. I know I do this a lot, right? But genuinely, your guys' response to like the videos and everything, it's been so good. And the channel's growing so fast. Like, we're nearly on like 8k subs. 8k? How are we nearly on 8k already? It's just insane. You guys are all, so thank you. I mean, it's mega backlit, so I don't know if you can see that, but oh, I love it. I love it here. There's so many hills to get to have a proper good view, and just looks lush when you're up high, right? I love these chilled rides. So I started doing my hard rides again, and it's really fun, but I've got so far to go to get back to my like usual fitness. So I'll do something interesting later on. November I've come down to shoot something in Devon, and I'm meeting them later because they wanted to take some pictures of me in my local barbers. It's like a series of photos they're doing in on their Instagram, where they take pictures of people that have had like cancer and struggle with mental health, and then they tell their story. So keep an eye on their Instagram for a nice picture of me and with a fresh haircut, and yeah, so that's quite fun. Bit random, eh? Being a model. Right, anyway, I need my coffee and probably some bacon. Let's go. Right, so cycling. How did I get into cycling? Cool, I just go back a few years now. I think I was like 21, so it would have been like 2001. So I'd moved to London to go to university, and my girlfriend at the time had just started to work as a bike messenger. I was just like blown away that this job even existed. I was like, wait a minute, so let me get this straight, right? You just ride around on your bike, zooming through traffic, having a laugh, and they pay you for that. I mean, it's like being a really well-paid paperboy. I mean, that's if you compare it to a paperboy wage. The actual messenger wage is pretty pants. Like, especially when you start out, it is really bad. But I was only doing it for a bit of extra cash whilst I was at uni, so it kind of worked. As it turned out, over the years that I was doing it, I actually became quite good at it. And the longer you do it, the better you know where you're going, the quicker you get, and the more money essentially you can make. I worked for a company where I was paid per job. So essentially, if your controller, the guy that gave you the jobs, liked you, and if you were fast, you could do more jobs and you'd earn more money. I mean, whilst I wasn't on like £1 million a week, I did a 4-day week and I took home like between £400 and £600 a week just for riding a bike around. I mean, it was hard. I was doing like don't know, like 120 to 160k a day, and I was riding hard for it, you know. It was really hard work, but it was really fun. And so that kind of got me into cycling. So I kind of got into cycling through a job. Like, I didn't ride bikes before then. I remember I don't know if I should admit this, right, but I couldn't read maps. No one ever taught me like to read like a city map. I picked up a job and I had to deliver it to, it was going from like East London, say, to Camden, which is North London, and I was on, say, page 20 in the map and Camden was on page 40, and I thought I had to ride across like 20 odd pages. I didn't realise that you just went up and that went to page 40. So once I got my head around the whole map thing, I kind of started to enjoy it. We all make mistakes, guys. That's one of my biggest ones. Such a donor. So that was essentially what got me into riding bikes. I started to really like it. I had a mountain bike to start with, and it was heavy and it was big. Then I upgraded to a road bike. I then changed that road bike into a single speed road bike, and very shortly after that I got my first fixed gear. That was kind of the thing that kick-started my cycling and that bug of like wanting new bikes. And then I guess like, as I got better at being a messenger, I started to earn more money, and I started to get more into bikes, and I'd go to bike jumbles and I'd get really old vintage rad like track bike frames and I'd build them up and then ride them as a messenger. I had some real nice bikes that I really shouldn't have ridden as a messenger that I totally destroyed, but I just like riding them. It wasn't about like preserving it and restoring it. It was about like building it up and smashing it out, and it was good fun, and that's what I really liked. I was doing that for quite a long time, you know. I think I was a messenger for like about 8, 9, I don't know how long, a long time. But when I left uni, rather than actually get a proper job, I was doing all right being a messenger, so I just continued doing that. And it wasn't until I got cancer, that was the thing that made me stop being a bike messenger, because it kind of made me reassess a lot of things. But anyway, it's not about that, it's about how I got into riding bikes. But then it didn't really all like fully come into like effect until Juliet and I moved to like Devon. So we made a decision, like basically London was getting crazy expensive, you're working all your time, you've not got any money, so we decided to move somewhere a bit cheaper. So we took a random stab in the dark, moved to Devon, we turned up with track bikes and was riding them about. And then, you know, you can't really just have a track bike here, you need like a road bike because it's really hilly. And then I was doing a photo shoot for Met Helmets and I got lent a road bike for it, and then the company that lent me the road bike actually let me keep it. So I was really lucky. Chance, you know, and a bit of luck, turned out that I was given like a really nice road bike, and so I then rode that road bike all the time, and that's what really got me into like the cycle. I'd never raced, I'd never trained, I didn't shave my legs, I had no idea. I was a proper, like, you know, I wore no socks, no clue at all. So after a few years of riding a road bike, we got into riding mountain bikes. We were always into riding BMX, like, and then started to dabble in a few cyclocross races, a few actual races, where I discovered that, Jesus Christ, everyone is so fast. And honestly, it was like a real shock to how hard racing actually is. Like, because you think, like, you know, I always did quite well in alley cats, and then you do an actual race and oh my god, it's insane, you know. It's a different kind of thing. Like messenger racing, you need to be fit, but you need to really know like where you're going. You need to have like basically the balls to ride through traffic, small gaps, and put yourself in sketchy situations in order to get a few seconds on your competitors. I mean, that's how it works. They're like essentially illegal races, so like the riding in them isn't like abiding by traffic rules. It isn't like, you know, it's a bit risky, but it's hella fun. But anyway, it's just so different, like, you know, when you're riding in a group, like you're doing a crit race, your thing, and that made me realise, like, I was really unfit, you know. I used to think my max heart rate was 174 BPM, and then, like, now I think I've hit 216, and 174 is what I can hold for an hour, not what I can peak at. So it was after like 5 years of riding here that things really kind of like started to kick off, and then like the Red Hook crit that really made me want to start training and start riding and got me really into cycling. So I was like really late to this, you know, compared to a lot of kids that have been racing their whole lives. Like, I drank, I smoked, and I was in so over my head, you know, but it was all about having fun. So I started training, I got fitter, I got stronger, I got faster, I did better and better. The Red Hook crit then finished, and I continued that, you know, I continued training, I continued enjoying training, and it was just fun. Like, I'd really got the bug. And then gravel was like the latest kind of thing. Like, I'm always gonna love riding fixed gear bikes, but I love riding all bikes now. Like, a few years ago, if you'd have asked me like what was my favorite bike, it 100% would have been my track bike. Now I really couldn't pick. So it's like quite the transition, you know? Like, I mean, there's still a long way, like, you know, like the sky is the limit. That is my cycling story, and that's how I got into cycling. That's how everything's happened to get to where I am today. It's probably a load of waffle, so fair play to any of you that managed to stay tuned for this whole vlog. I'll make my next one more exciting, I promise. So I hope you found that interesting. That's my life, basically. That's the last 20 years of my life. Thanks for tuning in again. You guys all rock. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you got into cycling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.